You can't hurt me. I'm an S-grade curse. What is this?
You f***ed up now.
Is that the fucking king of curses?
You see, you didn't just kill a random horny MILF. You killed my horny MILF. And now I'm gonna need a replacement.
Oh god!
Oh, that next time, though.
Hey, there's gonna be a lot of perfect jokes. I carried the last one. It's only fair that the lads have a perfect one to carry this time.
Yes, so this is an interesting story regarding this matchup, and either one of the villains. And Sean, I'm hoping I can sell you on the main villain for this saga of Dragon Ball, because I mean the name for this character is actually perfect. But for people who might not know, the next time, which has got lots of people excited, Perfect Cell versus Metal Sonic. He is back a fourth time, but this time it's actually fully focused on him. Well, I mean, technically...
The second time.
Yeah. Like, I feel like people are more kinder to Metal Sonic come back for a fourth time, because first time, he was just kind of part of Eggman's army. Second time, he actually got an episode dedicated to him. Third episode, he was once again... Don't get me wrong, he did carry the fight, but I remember that popular joke that I saw in like the comments, like, if you look closely, you can actually see Metal Sonic didn't die from the attack, he died from carrying the Eggman army, which, that just kind of sounds like Metal Sonic's life in general.
Pretty much.
Like, he pretty much carries... I mean, hell, there's literally a comic series where Eggman went missing, and as soon as Metal Sonic took charge, he was actually winning. To the point Sonic was like, we need to get Eggman back. Like, imagine being so badass that Sonic's like, we need the previous villain back. But yeah, so Perfect Cell versus Metal Sonic. I do want to kind of start talking about this, we kind of danced around it in previous discussions. I feel like this is the episode we have to kind of acknowledge the devil elephant.
Yeah.
So...
Hi, Steve. Nice to see you again, buddy.
Yeah. Steve, you're going to have to be here for sad news in this case. So, it really does suck I have to say this. Because I really wanted, if someone was going to depart from Death Battle, I want it to be kind of like on their own, like this was on his own terms. But it was also for a good reason, like maybe he had a baby, maybe he's starting his own career, something else. DevilArtemis has revealed this is going to be his final Death Battle. Maybe not forever, things can always change. We didn't think Torian was going to come back, and he came back swinging those swords. But yeah, DevilArtemis has revealed that this will be his last Death Battle, due to the fact, because he's had some controversial Death Battles, regarded mostly, you know, because the episodes are very, like, you know, controversial on their own, and people have been bitching at him about it, but even asking him to change the results himself, and even just saying he's not doing a good enough job in the animation, and even in another yeah, and even in a server that I don't want to say, I'm not naming the Discord server, lads, but there's been some people that have just kind of picked on him because either the episodes just didn't meet their quality, so to say. Like, I will admit, when you look at it from a casual YouTuber perspective, I feel as though there's more positivity thrown at DevilArtemis than when you look in Discord servers, if you know what I mean. Like, I feel as though if you were to go on like certain versus servers or just even just general servers, I feel as though that's where more critical people go. And unfortunately, DevilArtemis server was one of those, and yeah, he just decided... honestly, understandable in his case. If I was getting the crap he was getting, I too would be like, you know what, screw you guys, I'm out. And you know what, this year I did kind of get crap from someone, won't go into that, and I was getting to points I was even thinking about just leaving, but it's like, no, so I'm not going to do that. So yeah, you know what, I could totally understand DevilArtemis just deciding to leave. I will say though, to put this in a more positive light though, he is leaving on a perfect fight to go out on.
Yeah, I want to read a quote if I can to hype people up for this episode to kind of take away from the sadness if I can.
I'm just going to post this in our chat as well.
So, I'm just going to say this because I know people were like, oh, we're sad now, but we'll leave you with a little bit of hype. Alongside this episode, I'll also be creating a tribute to Death Battle. That's going to be on his channel, which I'm looking forward to seeing. But this isn't goodbye without it going big. He's brought both Moro and Duvad on board to help bring this fight to life.
Yeah, because people might not be aware
Bill?
of this. Yeah, go ahead.
I know you don't like seeing stuff ahead of time, but would you like to see the one screenshot that he shared?
I have seen that one screenshot on his YouTube page. It does look pretty good so far.
Okay, then I can put it here without worry.
Yeah, like, that image alone is like, there is aura in that. But yeah.
I know I'm not the guy to make Dragon Ball jokes, but he's doing his best Big Bang attack for his finale.
Pretty good.
Nice.
And do you know what? I also want to bring up, he has actually done work with Moro in the past. For those who don't know, he voiced Shovel Knight in Indie Cross episode 2. If you're wondering why the previous voice actor didn't come back, he was busy doing other things. So Moro got his friend DevilArtemis.
Or chivalry.
Yeah, seriously, that one clip where he goes, they will not be able to land a blow from such a distance, gets shot in the face and his money flows away. No! Like, that DevilArtemis put his soul into that no.
They should not be capable of landing such a blow from a distance. No!
Like, people just look... I'll play it on screen now, like... We need to use that as, like, a soundbite. Like, we need to add that to the soundboard.
We still have room for it, so yeah.
Yeah, we should do that. So, yeah. To go into this episode, though, Perfect Cell versus Metal Sonic. This is kind of interesting. Regarding mostly Perfect Cell, I should say, he's kind of had a bit of a mixed sort of like... Well, I won't say mixed like reception-wise, but people have just been really struggling to find a perfect episode for Cell. Because if you were to look up just type in Perfect Cell on Google, like just put Perfect Cell Death Battle Matchups on Google, most of the time you get a popular episode. A lot of times though, like Cell, people couldn't make up their minds who they wanted to see him fight. One of them was, I think it was Maroon from Hunter x Hunter. Is that how you say his name? Maroon?
Oh, yeah. I think it's Miriam.
I think it's
I don't know.
Aram from Hunter x Hunter? Yeah.
Yeah, one was...
Okay.
One was like...
I just typed in Perfect Cell Death Battle into Google, clicked the first thing, and it was a wiki page on DevilArtemis' Cell. Because he hosted a DBX episode.
Yeah, that is true, actually. But yeah, like, yeah, there's a lot of matchups that people can never really be, like, fully sold on because... Let's be real here, like, there is a lot of really fitting death battles you could put him up against. Dark Samus, Scroll, like, Super Scroll was actually a really interesting one. I was like, okay, I see kind of some interesting stuff you could do that. Doomsday, in fact, for those that don't know, that was actually a crossover Clash episode animated. Looking back, I could have done better.
I feel like a part of the reason why they chose...
I'm also seeing Mewtwo, Sephiroth, Shadow, Zygarde.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying. You go into Google Images and, like, Perfect Cell just has so many matchups. And you'll probably find Metal Sonic mixed in there. And this might be a hot take. Maybe. I don't know. But given the fact this is actually happening as a death battle, maybe not. This is honestly the perfect matchup. Like, even for Metal Sonic, like, Zero was good. But aside being evil robots of the previous character, it's like, not really much of a theme now. But I feel like they've really stretched it explaining Zero versus Metal Sonic.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was because of Eggman and Wily.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, I know you may throw, what about Ryu versus Scorpion? They don't have a lot in common. They're mascots of their fighting games. It makes sense for those to fight.
Yeah, I'm also just going to throw this out there. Metal Sonic is going to be treated better in this than he was in that episode.
You will not let that go, will you?
I went back to look at it. They capped him at Mark 35 while show him flying between planets in literal seconds. Like, I could not wrap my head around that looking back.
Yeah, I've seen some people still say Zero does win that death battle, but obviously I've not read any more of the comic books for Metal Sonic because when this matchup was first being discussed around the community, I had a mindset on, like, without spoiling who I'm going for, I was thinking to myself, oh, this character should easily stomp this guy. Then someone just pulled up a wiki page of all these things that this other character did, and I went, oh my god. Like,
Oh.
But yeah, so Sean, are you ready to hear about why? Anyway, this is also going to kind of go into a villain review for me, because Perfect Cell during the entire Dragon Ball Z saga. In fact, we've actually officially had every Dragon Ball Z saga villain, minus if you count the movies. We've had Vegeta, we've had Frieza, Majin Buu, and now we're getting Perfect Cell. Kind of thing, because he is what I would consider the best Dragon Ball Z villain. And Perfect Cell, not just in the story of Dragon Ball itself, even in the making of the Cell Saga, has some interesting behind-the-scenes stories.
Yeah, oh boy, Sean, are you ready to hear the behind-the-scenes stuff?
Yeah.
Oh joy.
So for the new saga...
Okay.
You both can do it.
I thought you were going to do Metal Sonic and I was going to cover Cell, because it's fine.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I'm passionate about both. I can't help it.
Okay, so now before going into like Perfect Cell, are you familiar with the Red Ribbon Army, Sean?
I've heard you guys talk about it.
Yeah, they were basically Dragon Ball's equivalent to Nazis. They were pretty much the first antagonists of Dragon Ball. They got their asses kicked. They were kind of a joke, which, to be fair, Dragon Ball was not really as mature as until it reached Z. Now, you already know about the characters Vegeta, Frieza, and Majin Buu. Cell was pretty much all those villains combined into one. And I do mean literally. Well, minus Majin Buu, he came afterwards. Now...
They're all inside me, yeah.
Yeah. So, now even design-wise, Cell went through loads of redesigns. But, believe it or not, the Cell Saga originally wasn't even going to have Cell. In fact, it wasn't even called the Cell Saga at that point.
Yeah, it was the Android saga.
Yeah, now... this is how I can actually respect... Usually I can respect when an artist gets to fully go out on their story. But I will admit, going from Frieza to two teenager robot cyborg villains is a little... lame. Like...
Oh, there was even one before that.
Yeah, that's true, actually. The doctor who was creating these androids... which one was he? Was he Dr. Jerome, or was that the one in the brain? I'm trying to remember. No, that was Dr. Wheelo.
Yeah, no, Jiro was the old man who made himself into an android.
Yeah, which even before a Bridge series, I was always wondering, like, how did you get your brain in a robot without killing yourself?
I took my brain out and put it in this body. How? Well, like, how did I do that?
Yeah, like, seriously. And to be honest, though, he was a fine character to introduce this new villain. But if he was going to be the main villain, it was like, that's lame. So Akira Toriyama was like, oh, how about this? The Android 18 and 17 eventually did get, like, better characters, but they were really just created to be these... They were going to be the new Frieza, basically, but they just didn't have the badassness that Frieza had. Like, they really did just feel like spoiled brats with godlike powers. So,
and then Akira Toriyama was like, okay, well, here's a bug monster with a million fucking dots. Good luck.
Pretty much, yeah. Now, Cell was an interesting case because throughout the whole series, like, you know, most of the villains and characters get defeated and, you know, that's all she wrote, folks. But Cell is literally the combined abilities of the heroes and villains. So you've got Goku's DNA now. I believe he does have Vegeta's as well. He has...
Yeah, Goku, Vegeta. I think it's said that Nappa and Gohan are in there. Frieza, Piccolo.
Yeah. and for those that might forget this, Piccolo was technically a villain in the past. More so King Piccolo, Piccolo Jr., I guess you could call him, the one that's part of the Z Fighters. Like, yeah, he was originally an antagonist before Z.
Yeah, then became more of an anti-hero than full-on good guy.
I still stand by it. Piccolo babysitting like Gohan's daughter is still one of the cutest moments that Piccolo's ever been in.
It is.
Yeah, seriously, people talk about how Vegeta went through a good character arc. No, people need to remember Piccolo also went through a pretty good arc. But yeah,
I'd also like to remind you that Akira Toriyama did say that Piccolo was his favorite character.
It makes sense, really. He is a really likable antagonist, but also an anti-hero. I still kind of think he does have a bit of the anti-hero stuff, because Goku tries to not kill people unless he's, doesn't have a choice. Piccolo will straight up kill you if you're threatening Gohan. He straight up breaks a guy's hand the moment he tries to punch him, and even just shoots him in the face. It's like, yeah, Piccolo is, he's lethal. But, of course, introducing Perfect Cell, well, originally he was introduced as Imperfect, was a bit of a creepy design. Like, Sean, have you actually seen what Imperfect Cell looks like?
I think I have. It's like a darker green, and he had a tail.
Yeah, well, it was more so like this.
Weird beak mouth.
Yeah, this is the closest gift that Discord
Yeah,
has.
beak mouth.
Yeah. And now, if you probably watched the English dub, they kind of cut away from some of his disturbing scenes. But now, I'm going to sell you on how they sold this villain in the Japanese version. This is the best introduction to a villain. So, you cut to this green guy who's looking over a city, and then you cut away from there, and suddenly Piccolo's in the city, and there's loads of clothes scattered on the floor, which is like, okay. There's one guy's running for his life, and then, yeah, Imperfect Cell shows up, stabs this guy with his tail, and again, this was changed in the English dub version when it came overseas, because it was an understandably creepy-ass scene. And he literally uses his tail and liquefies this poor random guy's insides and drinks him. And I don't mean just his insides, even to the point, his skin. Like, imagine drinking, like, a carton of juice, and then you just drink the carton as well. That's basically what he did.
It's,
He's a fucking mosquito.
Yeah, he's a mosquito that drinks everything. Your insides, your skin, your skeleton. Like, he fully liquefies.
Wanna see me
no.
drink this guy?
It's a mosquito mixed with Rogue from Marvels.
Pretty much. It's such a horrifying thing. Even in the abridged version, they never cut away on how disturbing it is.
Oh god, that scene when he when he calls up those radio guys. It's like, could you play Video Killed the Radio Star? Well, we normally just do the top 10. But today we'll make an exception for you, killer. Ah, thanks, fellas. I'll be right in.
Yeah.
And you just hear them getting murdered.
Yeah. I mean, that's the abridged version, but obviously the main version, yeah, Imperfect Cell is...
I wouldn't put that past him.
Oh, no. The Imperfect Cell is very different from the abridged version, because in the abridged version, he's still kind of jokey and stuff like that. No, Imperfect Cell is creepy-ass. Like, this man gloats about how tasty humans are while he's drinking them. Like, and Sean, like, again, I'll put it on screen as well. You fully see this poor man just... Like, his insides red. Like, imagine seeing, like, an orange just being, like, all the juice being sucked out of it. They fully animated that for children of Japan. This shit won't haunt you.
Pretty sure I remember seeing that as a kid as well.
Yeah, I think they
Dude,
did.
that's how they did it in the anime. Imagine the manga.
I don't even think the manga actually showed... Like, they show his tail, like, getting the man, and then obviously it cuts to him, like, licking his lips after sucking up the man. But no, the anime, they're like, oh no, we're going to show this... You're going to see this man's life fade from his eyes as his skin becomes a rug. It's like, ugh, it's like, this is for children? It's like, god damn. Like, in the English dub, they pretty much had to just show him stabbing the tail, and then his tail comes out. You don't see the rest. You just see Piccolo looking horrified, which... Keep in mind, Sean, Piccolo has seen people being incinerated, blown up, ripped in half. This scene actually had him shook.
Jesus.
Yeah, but this is also another shot. During their fight, it looks like Piccolo's doing pretty well against him until Cell starts saying Kamehameha, which might seem, wait, that's not too weird, is it? But keep in mind, Goku's one of the few characters that's perfected that technique. Even Master Roshi, it took him decades to even perfect that. Cell just comes out of nowhere and he just casually goes Kamehameha. Full beam towards Piccolo. And then he shows other things. He has the screw it. Solar beam cannon!
Uncle Sapo.
Oh, so that's how you say it. Yeah, like he has Piccolo's technique just because he did it. Because he is literally not just the combined cells of these characters, he has all their techniques wired into his brain. So he didn't have to train or anything. He's just like, oh, I just know it. Like, imagine he
He's also...
He has Krillin's Destructo Disc, which I don't even think he has Krillin's DNA. Like, I mean, I could.
No, he does.
Okay, he does. I mean, that would have been kind of badass if he knew how to do it without Krillin's DNA. And again, Vegeta knew how to do it as well, so, you know.
True, and Goku.
Pretty much everyone's done the the Destructo Disc. But yeah, so... But of course, though, you're thinking, what does he have to do with the androids? Well, obviously comparing their versions, once Imperfect Cell absorbed, I think he first absorbed 17, and then he absorbed 18, and that's when he got his perfect form. There's no point talking about his semi-perfect form, because, as weird to say, that is mostly filler. It's just Super Saiyan Vegeta fighting him, but then he's like, oh, but I could be stronger if I get this android. And Vegeta's like, okay, do that. You know, it's just a long...
He's like, bet.
Yeah, pretty much. And obviously, once Cell gets his, perfect form, he gets a good-ass looking cheeks there, and face bone, and a weird, annoying walking sound effect. You've probably heard it in some, clip, Sean, when he's walking. It's like...
Pretty sure he's always had that, because Frieza did.
No, I'm pretty sure Perfect Cell had, I'm pretty sure it's only in Perfect Cell that had that walking sound effect.
I swear he always did.
It sounds like it's heavy squeaking with a mix of heavy weight.
Yeah, but... Now, of course, though... So, yeah, he's in his perfect form, he fights Vegeta, and he pretty much, mocks Vegeta for it. Hurts his, pride to the point, of the, before it became a meme for a while, when Vegeta did his final flash on him, which is, his ultimate attack, half a cell was gone. And he just pretty much... First he looks shocked, half of him's been blown into pieces, and then he just goes oh, that was actually pretty good. And then he just bursts out his other half again.
Then proceeds to do this.
Yeah, he obliterates Vegeta. Even to the point when Vegeta just starts spamming keys on him, he just walks through it and just backhands him. Perfect Cell pretty much mocks the heroes and other villains. Because even with Frieza, most of his arc, he was kind of getting his ass kicked when the character started getting more serious. Then he had to revert to his other transformations. Never Perfect Cell. He whooped ass until the very final fight against Gohan. To literally kill this guy, they had to destroy every cell of this character. Heck, he was
you have to atomize him.
Yeah, hell, even Goku, at the time anyway, I'm pretty sure now Goku absolutely destroys Cell. But, yeah.
I think most of the cast do.
Yeah, at the time, Goku wasn't even sure if he could beat, Cell. Which, keep in mind, this character has defeated villains that can destroy planets. Yet he wasn't sure if he could beat Cell. He is such a great villain. He's intimidating, he's patronizing to the heroes, and, he has a bit of sass behind him. I mean, he has a bit of, Vegeta and Frieza in him, so, he's gonna probably have a little bit of their, douchebagness. But I also kind of like the fact he's, I would say honourable, but when he's in his perfect form, he does respect a one-on-one fight a lot of the time. So I guess he kind of has that Goku side of him as well. Yeah, just overall, he's a really fantastic villain. And I don't think we've really had a... I mean, I don't want to say we haven't had a perfect villain since. Jiren was pretty good in Dragon Ball Super. I would say Goku Black, but they kind of ruined that arc.
Yeah. Well, similar to Goku Black and all that, Cell does have to do with time travel. Because,
Oh, yeah.
fun fact, Sean, the cell we follow is from the future. Well, an alternate
What?
future,
Yeah,
because...
what?
Yeah,
It does
so
make, it
I'll
does
try
make
and
sense.
I'll try and go through
He's
this as
from the
quick.
future. He's sent back to the past to absorb the android to absorb power, but still gets his ass kicked, or is it just like, what's happening?
Well, no. So
I'll try and explain it quick.
Okay, I'll go into more
So-
detail then when you explain it.
So basically, Trunks went back in time to stop the androids. Warn the cast about the androids, give Goku the heart medicine so he would live. Went back to his future, and he defeated them. So he decided, I'm gonna celebrate. Go back to the past, let everyone know that I was able to defeat them. But he wasn't aware about Cell. Cell ambushed him, killed him, stole his time machine, and then he went back in time to a time period when 17 and 18 was still alive.
Okay, so that future Trunks is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. To give more
Okay.
context, so the reason he went back in time, so because Trunks wasn't aware that Duro had another android technically.
Sublab.
Yeah. So he had perfect cell or imperfect cell kind of still in its lava phase, kind of a baby form. So by the time Trunks was in training with Gohan and the androids were wreaking havoc, they pretty much wiped out most of humanity, well, as well as the animality. Seriously, the world of Dragon Ball was weird. So yeah, while Trunks and Gohan were too busy trying to deal with that issue, Cell was pretty much growing and growing and growing. And when he finally got into imperfect Cell, he was like, oh shit, all the androids are already dead. Then he discovered the time machine, went back in time, and eventually Trunks and Krillin would discover the Sublab, and they killed their present Cell before he could become basically another Cell they would have to deal with. Would have made for a very interesting arc. So yeah, it does make sense why why did he come to the future? It's it does make more sense with context. But
I guess.
yeah, have I sold you on him as a villain though?
I mean, okay.
Damn it! One day we'll get you into Dragon Ball, but maybe
Okay.
I was gonna say
Given up at this point.
So I have two questions.
yeah, sure.
One, is it established why he stays in perfect form after his arc ends?
Yes.
Wait, what do you mean?
Okay, so I assume that I would typically assume that he would stay in imperfect form after his whole story concluded and they brought him back. So why is he still perfect Cell?
Oh no, they never brought him back.
No.
After he died, he stayed dead.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, technically in the afterlife he is Perfect Cell, but it's to be fair, Perfect Cell kind of doesn't really become relevant in future stories. I know he has a kind of role in Heroes.
That's
yeah,
a different
Scormac.
character
Yeah.
altogether.
Yeah, and he's got a new transformation. Doesn't really make any sense. I hope they don't really focus on that because it doesn't really change.
They won't.
anything.
I mean,
Yeah, it's a
They shouldn't.
Yeah, it's not a non-canon thing anyway. But
I mean, it's not non-canon, it's just a separate entity.
Yeah, non-canon. Non-canon,
Anyway.
non-canon to the main Dragon Ball story. Obviously, it's canon in the.
No,
multiverse.
superhero is canon.
It is kind of okay. It's confusing.
Wait, are you talking about Xenoverse or Dragon Ball Superhero?
Xeno.
Okay, that one's non-canon.
Yeah, that's.
I thought you were on about the other thing.
But anyway, do you know what? Speaking of heroes, though, shall we talk? I say heroes because this was my introduction to Metal Sonic. Let's actually talk a bit about Metal Sonic.
Yes. So we have Dr. Eggman, who we've seen on Death Battle before, and after trying to take over the world so many times, and that blasted Sonic the Hedgehog keeps stopping him, he decided, you know what? I'm gonna make something designed specifically to kill him. And he made a robot in Sonic's own image, appropriately titled Metal Sonic.
Okay, so Metal Sonic was the first before like Mecha Sonic.
Oh no, Mecha Sonic came before. He wasn't important though. He was just basically a boss.
No, I think Metal Sonic came first. He was introduced in CD, which came out before 3.
Might need to look into that. I always thought Mecha came first.
It's also the other hyped one on the internet. Anyway,
Oh, he's not overhyped, man. Like, goddamn, respect the Mecha Sonic from the Super Mario Z series.
okay, as long as you stop spamming the "Is that your best" voice line.
Why are you such a hater, man? Actually, speaking of haters, though, Metal Sonic is a bit of a hater himself.
Oh, okay, so that one copied Shao Kahn at that point.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, but of course, like, you know, typical hero being the hero, Sonic is able to defeat Metal Sonic, stop Eggman, and save the day. One day, Metal was like, "I've had enough of you, Eggman." So he locked him away, upgraded his own body to become Neo Metal Sonic, took over the Eggman Empire, and that's how Sonic Heroes came to be.
Okay, so he upgraded himself to become Neo Metal Sonic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then would eventually become Metal Overlord afterwards.
This is why This is why you do not give your robots free will. This is what the Separatists in Star Wars struggled with.
Okay, so Overlord's the one whip that can have the power of the Chaos Emerald and look like Supersonic.
Well, no, Metal Overlord is like the giant kaiju form.
Okay, so it's the giant monster form.
Yeah.
The one that Zero cut in half.
But you know what Eggman shouldn't have given Metal Sonic? The ability to scan and copy biodata from others. So that he can flawlessly replicate their abilities. Including...
biodata just another fancy word for DNA?
Pretty much. Yeah, and it's even abilities that aren't, like, limited by his physical body. It doesn't matter if he's not been programmed for it. He can adapt his body and, you know, copy those powers. Like, he copied SBO's invisibility, Silver's psychokinesis, and the ability to stop time via chaos control from Shadow.
I still love he uses Silver's, like, it's no use in one of the Archie comics when Silver's trying to fight him.
So he's basically the Eggman Swiss Army knife who loses because of plot.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Plot is as big as...
Pretty much. Could you imagine if that's in his dislikes?
Plot.
I mean, not unless he takes control of the Eggman army.
Yeah, there's this one arc in the IDW comics where Eggman has amnesia and he's actually a good guy. Like, he even builds a daughter for himself called Belle. And I think he's called the Tinkerer. So Metal Sonic takes over the Eggman Empire and he's kicking the heroes' asses. To the point where Sonic's like, "We gotta get Eggman back. Like, this is too much." Yeah, so to say Eggman stepped up his game when building Metal Sonic was an understatement.
Can you imagine if this is something that
Yeah, I guess...
goes to Elon Musk one day?
Yeah, that's like the ultimate, like, well, perfect theme for this matchup. Like, they're basically the magnum opus of their creators, you know, Eggman and Gero. Both are like the culmination of pretty much everybody. Like, Cell via his own DNA, Metal Sonic via, like, copying everybody's powers. Plus, it's a bio-android versus, well, an android. Plus, you know, the whole, like, Sonic and Dragon Ball comparison has always been there.
I guess.
So should we start talking about who wins?
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to go a bit more into him, but yeah, fair enough. So I feel like both these villains, it makes sense why this is like their magnum opus of a fight, like because both these two kind of have a similar theme. They were created to be better than, well, one person, and then eventually those sort of characters became a little bit too good at what they are. Like, I guarantee you, if the androids didn't kill Jerome, Perfect Cell would have done, or Imperfect Cell would have done it anyway.
Probably.
Yeah, I think there's even dialogue about that in, like, there was a Dragon Ball fighting game that came out last year. Was it last year or the year before that? But either way, like, yeah, I'm pretty sure...
Oh, Sparking Zero?
Yeah, that's the one. I've heard that game is a bit mixed. I never got it myself. But yeah, I think there is a lot. There's, like, special interactions that some characters have, and I think Cell does, like, reference wanting to kill Jerome. So... now, it makes sense why these two would be perfect. Like, of all the matchups I've seen for Perfect Cell and Metal Sonic, this one I think is a really good one. Like this feels like the perfect one to do. I know, I say perfect a lot of it. It's hard to talk about Perfect Cell and, mention why this is a brilliant
I swear
matchup.
to God, if you and me agree on the title, the perfect matchup, I swear to God.
You know what? Should we have like a perfect count throughout this whole thing?
You want Bill to suffer.
Yeah, like, Jesus Christ, man. I'm still trying to get the next Pokemon.
Or actually, you know what? Someone watching, in the comments, let us know how many times we say perfect.
That's better. Let's get our viewers to do the work. Right then.
You win nothing, by the way.
So, yeah, because the matchup, like, even just the theme alone, these characters have the ability of past heroes and even villains. So it makes sense to have them pair up against each other. They both have transformations that they can go on. And I just also feel as though their personalities will have an interesting clash. Because Metal Sonic believes he is funny. He believes he is the perfect Sonic. Which is like, I mean, no?
Well, not just the perfect Sonic, the real Sonic.
Yeah, like, he genuinely believes he is the real Sonic. It's like, I mean... You're not. I remember. I'm not sure if you guys ever saw this. There was like this Newgrounds animated series called like Sonic Shorts, and there was one where Metal Sonic says that line, and Sonic goes, "Look at your hand." He goes, "Why? What's? I'm a machine." And he has like a full-on meltdown. I miss Sonic Shorts, man. They were so great. I just miss Newgrounds in general. I'm pretty sure it's still up, but it's not as used as it used to be. But. Yeah, so it's interesting to see how they're going to clash, because Perfect Cell's a very, like... I'll say he's a bit of a snobby sort of perfectionist. Like, he truly feels as though he is above everyone else is beneath him. But he does it in a condescending way. Metal Sonic will throw...
It's because he's the perfect being.
Yeah, whereas...
Is that why Taka had him sing Frank Sinatra?
Whereas Metal Sonic, he thinks...
Oh, speaking of...
He thinks he's perfect because he'll throw hands with you just to prove that. Like, Metal Sonic will beat the shit out of you just to prove that he is superior, as we referenced in one of his comic books. He conquered the world of the Eggman Empire under his calculations. I also just feel, when it comes to intimidation factor, I think both these two have an interesting, different variation of it. Like, Metal Sonic actually just has the looks. Like, if you see Metal Sonic walking towards you, it's pretty much like, pray to whatever god you believe in. Whereas Perfect Cell is more so like, it's how he would kick your, like, it's when he starts kicking ass, that's where the intimidation comes from. Because you wouldn't think much when you, like, see Perfect Cell coming towards you, but as Mate showed in the GIF with him kicking the shit out of Vegeta, yeah, that is an ass whooping that Vegeta will never forget. Well, until Broly came around, anyway.
I was going to say it before, but because Sean mentioned him, I guess that's the question. Who's voicing Cell, Taka or Devil?
I mean, DevilArtemis has said he would want to animate an episode, like a Cell episode. If he does the animation, he wants Taka to voice Cell. Which I'm like, yeah, you know what? That way they're both in the same episode. Kind of.
Yeah, I like that. And to be honest, I'm fine with either.
I mean, both have a really... I mean, they even actually had them... I think it was for one of his Celebration episodes. They actually had Taka Cell versus DevilArtemis Cell. But honestly, he's a really
But they're
good
making
Cell.
a reference to Kung Pao, Legend of the Fist.
He's you.
Love that
but
movie.
Canon. I'm not f***ing canon. More like fan fiction that got out of hand.
I think that was even kind of funny. Bring up the whole like DevilArtemis Cell. Like his series kind of took off from just because there was this like a little abridged mini series they did leading up to like the finale of the Dragon Ball Z abridged, where Cell would be like fighting all these anime characters. Not always anime, sometimes even video game characters. Yeah, it was just funny like seeing like all these characters interact. One of them was Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho. But I think my favourite one has to be with Kenshiro. When he just punched him so many times, nothing happens, and he goes, "You're already dead," and he explodes. And then when he goes like, "Are you gonna eat that?" "No." "You better eat it. It'll be your last meal, because after that, you're dead." "No, you're already dead." Again. And he just explodes off camera. Like, that is my favourite Perfect Cell games. And the DevilArtemis just kind of...
And then the last one is when... the last one is like him versus Bobby Hill.
Yes, I remember.
And it's just like, alright, Frank, I'll fight your brat. So come on, Bobby boy. What's he got? That's my purse! I don't know you! Kicks him in the nuts.
Yeah, and then DevilArtemis just kind of started this whole series where it'll be like Cell versus T-Rex with heavy voice, Cell versus Superman, Cell versus Nemesis, and then perhaps the most famous thing that who would have thought this would have become the most famous duo ever, Cell versus Kermit. I really hope that Kermit the Frog's in like the background of this fight. Like, can he please be somewhere in the background?
Kermit's in his lights.
See, that's the whole plot twist. Secretly, this entire fight was just a DevilArtemis video.
I mean, it kind of is. I think my
Oh, no,
favorite...
you know what I mean. Like, Cell versus secretly.
I think my favorite DevilArtemis like Cell game episode was the Kazuha one, where he goes like, "Wait, I love Mortal Kombat." He looks at him annoyed, and then he's like, over a volcano. "It was a joke! It was a joke!" Because he gets thrown into the volcano. Yeah, seriously, I'm really looking forward to this. And I know, similar to like this Ichigo versus Yusuke, I feel like DevilArtemis is going to go all out for this one. Because again, similar with Kratos versus Azura, this is like a passion. He's a big Cell fan.
Yeah, and go back to the Dragon Ball fights he animated. You might also notice some shots look very familiar because they are straight up one-to-one like recreations of shots from either the anime or the manga.
Yeah, like he's gonna cook with this episode. I mean, and he's gonna have like Moro on his side as well. I'm trying to remember what's his name again that you mentioned, Sean. Dorvar. What episode has he done again? Duvad, sorry.
Yeah.
I think he was on like the OG SFM team, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. He was part of the Triple D team.
Ah, yes, that's it.
I believe his channel's Dai Tomodachi, like that guy.
Yes, wasn't he the one that I think it was at the start of every year he did like a Yang short? Well, I think he did some of those.
He's most well known for like Kakooine, Waifu Wednesdays, or something like that.
Yeah, those as well. Yeah, honestly, it's crazy to look at these like post animators actually cook really good fights. Like, I don't know why. It's just like because you know a lot of these guys through comedy, you do tend to forget like, oh, these guys get the budget. These guys could actually make one hell of a fight. I mean, Master Chief vs. Doomsday, they literally made a hell of a fight. But yeah, it's going to be interesting seeing like because like all Day's abilities like clashing with one another, especially because really they're going to be throwing all sorts of attacks from people have always said they wanted more Sonic versus Dragon Ball episodes. This is the perfect fight where they can actually kind of do that. They can have certain attacks from certain heroes and villains clash with one another. Like maybe they could have.
This might also be the first time that a Dragon Ball character ever uses the multi-form technique. Yeah, that's the one where they like split into copies, although the downside is that it halves your power with every copy that you make. So it's more of a bluff than anything, but it could lead to a cool moment.
I know this gag's probably not going to happen. They don't really do too many Team 4-star references in Death Battle these days. but I kind of want them to do Cell doing like the solar flare, and there used to be this gag in the bridge, like every time they did the solar flare,
Oh,
it'd be
God.
like a little sec of a frame of some weird disturbing image of like a character. I want that.
No,
to
I'll do you better.
Mm.
Solar flare, and the brief flash is the next episode.
Okay, that would be kind of clever, but I was more so thinking it could be like, I don't know, a disturbing image of like Amy
Oh,
or
no.
Rouge, and Metal Sonic's just like, my eyes.
No, I have a better idea. The brief flash is a tribute to Devil. Like
kinda
a little
awesome.
thank you. Yeah.
Though I still prefer the perverted Rouge idea. Wait, before anyone gets in, wait, no, I'm not that
I'm
sort
sure a
of
lot
person.
of people on the internet would too.
No, I'm not one of those people, I swear.
Horny jail, horny jail.
No, I was like, because that's what they did for a breach. Oh, I'm not beating the allegations.
Nope.
God damn it. Anyway, but...
Enjoy horny jail. Here's the warning.
Oh, God, get me out of here! You know, we've talked about a lot of these characters using the abilities of heroes, stuff like that, and what we want in the fight. Who are we going for, though? And you remember how I was saying there was one character I think that was going to stomp this fight, but then after getting some info about one guy, I was like, oh, dang. I really thought Perfect Cell had this fight, but obviously, more stuff has come out about Metal Sonic after Zero vs. Metal, and damn, like, Metal Sonic does not mess around. Like,
I have this whole thing prepared for like what I think are like the best comparisons to make, like, you know, abilities and stats wise. Should I just go full blown into that?
yeah, might as well. It could be a good moment to end this off before we give our predictions.
Okay, I'm gonna split this into 3 categories: speed, abilities, and power.
Oh wow, you're going full on fire.
Basically. Speed, I actually think Cell should be fast enough to keep up with Metal, at least, like, initially. I mean, Bardock is a pre-Freezer Saga character, and he was, like, trillions of times faster than Light. Plus, they could compare Cell to Goku's, like, trip to Hell while he was in the Afterlife. But you can get, like, some ridiculous, like, speed numbers there. But of course, there's like incalculable light speed feats for Sonic, which you could feasibly scale Metal to. And then when Super Neo Metal comes in, like, yeah, no, it absolutely scales. So, yeah, I think, well, Cell no slouch. I think Metal Sonic should take speed. I mean, plus he can stop time anyway, which Cell doesn't have a counter to.
Yeah, I feel as though like the time stopper is definitely going to... I mean, you could argue though, like, there's not much Metal Sonic could really do at first glance with time stop, because I'm not sure if this is true. I've not read too much about the Chaos lore, but apparently if you use Chaos Control, you can't use any other Chaos abilities. I don't think that's true though. Like surely...
I don't know if that is.
Yeah, like surely you should be able to still use like Chaos Fizz, but at the same time, I don't think he can really...
Because I'm pretty sure Shadow has used Chaos Sphere while using Chaos Control.
Yeah, especially in gameplays. I mean,
Actually, no, he definitely has.
Yes, I think like in Sonic Adventure, if you did like the co-op modes, like you can one of Shadow's special abilities was Chaos Control and Chaos Fizz. Actually, I think that was also Sonic's. I'm pretty sure it was.
And Amy.
Was she playable in Sonic Adventure 2? I don't recall that.
Yep.
I know Metal Sonic's playable
In
in
the-
Sonic Adventure 1.
In the 2-player mode.
Right, okay. So I remember Metal Sonic being
Which is-
playable through
yeah.
if you're 100% the game, which not many people really know that. Yeah, if you're 100% Sonic Adventure, you can play as Metal Sonic. You can't.
Yep,
really,
I did that.
You can't really do much because the game's completed, but hey, you're Metal Sonic.
Okay, so abilities. Both these two have a ton to work with. Like with, you know, all of Cell's various key techniques, the multi-form so he can make duplicates of himself. Both have some form of telekinesis. Cell has his regeneration. He's got the Zenkai boosts. so he could get stronger upon like recovering. He can also like go giant, although that slows him down a lot, so it's more of a bluff. And I guess the last resort, he has a self-destruct form, where he just like, yeah.
I mean,
I'm hoping that doesn't really appear in the fight, to be honest.
I mean, to be fair, when Cell does self-destruct, though, it doesn't really kill him fully, because as long as there's like one bit of DNA of him left, he can regrow from that. Which I love the fact even a Bridge made a joke about this when like Cell did get fully like, or his top half was fully disintegrated. He's like, "Yep, I got that regenerative ability from Piccolo." And Piccolo was like, "Yeah, I can't regenerate from that." So they fully acknowledged.
I'm pretty sure he said, "Okay, I am 90% sure I can't do that. We'll figure that out later."
Yeah, like even though he got the healing
Best subtle threat ever.
Yeah, the fact that like he can regenerate from nothing, even though Piccolo can literally have his neck snapped and he's dead, is like how much of that? It's like you must have gotten something else from like I don't know. You had Deadpool mixed in there.
He's also got Frieza's survivability.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just didn't really think about that far ahead. They're just like he can regenerate.
Yeah. Also, I think Toriyama said like the whole like top half blowing him up, like that should have killed Cell.
Wait, even the creator said that?
Yeah.
And yeah, he didn't. That's crazy.
Yeah, it might have been like an anime thing, but whatever.
Consistency, people. That's what drives these stories.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Metal Sonic has the affirmation time stop. He can file lightning from his hand in the GIF I've just shown you.
I was wondering why you posted.
He's got the back guard technique from Rouge. He's got all of like Sonic's abilities, like the spin dash. He's got the black shield to protect him. Then, of course, there's his Super Neo form.
Yeah.
But the longer the fight goes on, Metal Sonic is just gonna scan Cell's biodata and copy like any and all of his abilities.
I think that's the key in this fight as well. Like, okay, like Cell has these techniques, but he's not going to be able to copy Chaos powers. He can't just replicate Chaos control or stuff like that. Whereas Metal Sonic could just be like, Kamehameha. Let me Kamehameha try that.
I want to see Neo Metal Sonic use a Kamehameha. That'd be so cool.
That's how the fight should end. It needs to be that beam clash that Gohan and Perfect Cell had in like Dragon Ball Z, but with Metal Sonic and like Cell. Like that just feels like the perfect way to end the fight.
Yeah. By the way, Sonic characters have done Kamehamehas before. In fact, I will show you a panel from the IDW comics of Burning Blaze doing one.
You just wanted an excuse to show Blaze, didn't you?
Yes.
No comment.
It's like, oh
Yep.
yeah.
See, that is straight up a Kamehameha with fire. So, yeah, feels like a thing you can absolutely have Metal Sonic do.
Yeah, so...
I mentioned, like, Cell not really having a counter to Chaos Control. It is said by Whis in the world of Dragon Ball that how the time stop can work depends on the difference in power level between the caster and their target. Like in Dragon Ball Heroes, when Kranoa attempted a time stop on Mira and failed because Mira's just stronger.
Yeah, but we need to be keeping in
So-
mind Chaos Energy and Ki's a little different.
Yeah, I'm just giving a comparable thing because I'm going to go into power. Cell's much stronger than the likes of Z Frieza. I mean, obviously, when Frieza came back and went gold, he far surpassed him, but... And does claim he can blow up the entire solar system with one blast. Honestly, given the power progression in Dragon Ball, I buy it.
Yeah, I think that was in like one of the Dragon Ball books. Like the destructive capability of Perfect Cell is that he could wipe out a whole solar system.
Right. And how does Metal Sonic compare? Well, he should be more powerful than the likes of Amel, a robot from the Sonic Advance. Wait, is it Sonic Advance or Sonic one of the Sonic fighting games? And he absorbed all the power of the Egg Annihilator, which is that laser in the Death Egg that can destroy star clusters. And Sonic beat that guy in his base form. Then, of course, you get Neo Metal Sonic, who absolutely should scale above Amel. And Super Neo Metal Sonic, where he should be equal to Super Sonic and, other comparable super forms, who can fight universe-ending threats and beyond.
Yeah, those are the moments I was like, ooh, yeah. Like, I will say, I do think Metal Sonic does take durability. Survivability might be a bit different, because I'm pretty sure if you were to, like, rip off Metal Sonic's head, then he is, well, I would say dead, but, he could put himself into a new avatar body, but if for the sake of the death battle, yeah, that's Metal Sonic dead.
Yeah, like, you rip Metal Sonic apart, then, well, he's done. You rip Cell apart, he'll just regenerate.
Yeah, so I would say, like, in base form, if we just took Perfect Cell, even in Perfect Cell, I think could deal with, like, base Metal Sonic. The moment you throw Overlord, Neo, and Super Neo, I'm like, keep in mind, Chaos Emeralds can potentially rip apart the universe. Maybe even multiverse, if people still debate whether 06 is canon. I mean, thanks to Shadow Generations, it kind of implies it is canon still.
I think it was always canon, it's a whole thing.
Yeah. So, okay, even if you don't want to take the Solaris tearing apart the multiverse and timelines, I do feel like Neo Metal Sonic, though, should still be on a power that's above Perfect Cell. I mean, keep in mind, Neo Metal Sonic was able of freaking taking on Super Shadow, Super Sonic, and I think even Super... I was about to say Super Cell, Super Silver. It's like... Yeah, when 3 powerful Chaos-infused heroes can't even make a dent in this guy, I gotta give it to Metal Sonic. So that's my final thought. I am going with Metal Sonic, because I was generally quite surprised, and I'm looking forward to seeing his updated analysis.
Same.
So,
and
I guess with everything you've been saying, mate, you're going with Metal Sonic as well?
Yeah. And, there's something I would love to see for, like, the end of the fight. You mentioned the whole, like, beam clash. So, throughout the fight, Cell's getting more and more irritated and talks about how he was made to be the perfect being. Fire charges up his final blast, Kamehameha, and then Neo Metal Sonic says, "And I was made to surpass perfection," and fires his blast.
You know what? I feel as though that is a perfect line for Metal Sonic. He is that sort of guy that would kick the crap out of you while looking beneath you.
That's also just a sick final line.
I mean,
you were made to be perfect. I was made to be better.
I mean, isn't that a line in, like, the OVA movie? Like, Metal Sonic was made to be better than perfection.
It might have been. It's been a while since I've been through it.
It's a weird-ass film. There's a weird animal...
It really is.
...that plays video games with Eggman. Seriously, Japan, what is with
Who has a monkey tail just like a Saiyan.
Seriously, if no one's ever seen that weird Sonic movie, I would just say just watch the Nostalgia Critic also cover that film, because even every time I was watching... Because that was the first time I got introduced to it, and even I was like, Nostalgia Critic, I was like, what the hell am I watching? Might be a hot take, but the live-action movies are definitely better than that film.
I don't think that's a hot take. I think most would agree with you saying the live-action movies are better.
Yeah. But tell you what,
and we're about to get Metal Sonic in those.
Oh, I cannot wait for that. Tell you what, Sean, after hearing everything about Perfect Cell and Metal Sonic, who are you going for?
Okay, so from just this podcast alone, I'll take Metal Sonic for 200.
Now, we already gone past 200. Oh, for dollars. All right, yeah, I get you.
Rings, I mean, for 200 rings.
Nice.
You know, I've never actually thought about it. How much do you reckon those Sonic rings are probably worth? Like, they gotta be in somewhere like that. Like, they gotta be somewhere in like the I don't know, like $100 each ring, right?
I mean,
Depends
you
on
think,
depends
but
on gold
then,
type.
but then, like, you've got the Chaotix who are always like talking about being able to make their rent. So, like, why not just sell the rings they always collect?
That's what I'm saying as well. Wait, Team Chaotic always in debt? I know their place looks like a crap hole in like Sonic Heroes, but I just assume that's like to lay low.
Well, no, one of Vector's lines when Espio says not to exchange your mind, he's like, "Why do you think we're here? How else are we gonna make the rent?"
Damn, I didn't think these guys were struggling for money. Fun fact, actually, they actually cameo in the Knuckles movie comics. Yeah, in the background, when Knuckles is in the arena, you can actually see them in the background. So.
Yep. And currently, on the Sonic the Hedgehog YouTube channel, there is an audio story, the Chaotix Case Files.
Oh, that's what you were bringing up before we record this podcast. I was kind of wondering why you were telling me about those. Might need to give those a listen.
All I know is, I know this one is going to be an interest for a lot of folks, and I hope folks are excited to see Devil's Big Bang, as it were, for his finale.
Yeah, and you know what? It's great now that we've had like all of Dragon Ball Z's main antagonists in now.
Yeah.
Like,
And our first 3D Sonic episode.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Like, I mean, unless you count when they kind of used a 3D model for Metal Sonic and Zero, but it's like, it was still mostly a sprite fight.
Yeah, like this is a full like 3D animation.
Yeah, it's a good one to go out on though. Like, DevilArtemis, man, if you do watch this episode, you know what, man? It's been great having you on Death Battle. Hopefully you'll come back someday in the future. Who knows, maybe to do Kermit the Frog versus the Hulk.